Hey guys, it's Goosebumps Completionist, and today I'm bringing you a Goosebumps talk type of video. And we're going to be covering these 6 self-published books by R.L. Stine through Parachute Press from 2000 and 2001 time period that are basically linked to Goosebumps Series 2000. Now, for those of you that don't know, R.L. Stine had a falling out with Scholastic back in early 2000. And part of his contract with Scholastic was a 40-book contract for Series 2000. And as we all know, we only ever got 25 books. The 26th book, The Incredible Shrinking Fifth Grader, ended up getting canceled and never released. So we thought. And so I thought. Come to find out, not only did he release that 26th book, self-published wise, he also released 5 other ones that are as well linked to Series 2000, and these books were intended to be Series 2000 books. So if you're a Goosebumps fan, these 6 books I'm about to bring up and talk about might be something you want in your Series 2000 collection. This is really great information I'm about to share, mind you. It might blow your mind. So I want to shout out a few individuals who kind of helped me along this progress. The first 2 being Steven Chavez and Spongy444. They are some of my favorite commenters on my videos. They always come out and show support, and I want to thank you guys for letting me know in my review for Night of the Giant Everything, when I made a comment saying that I like to think that that book would have been like the plot of The Incredible Shrinking Fifth Grader. Both of them brought up to me this book called The Adventures of Shrinkman, which were self-published by R.L. Stine through Parachute Press back in 2000/2001. And that book is the plot and story of The Incredible Shrinking Fifth Grader. And to me, that blew my mind. That absolutely blew my mind. I had no idea. And then I kind of forgot about it. I meant to go buy a copy and I forgot about it. And then Spongy recently commented on that video giving me a synopsis of what he thought of the book. And that just made me want to go buy a copy. So when I bought a copy, I shared it with a Facebook group I'm in. And another person I want to shout out is the Real R.L. Stine Collector. I posted the book in there and I said, wow, I can't believe this book exists. So this long lost Series 2000 book exists. This is awesome. And he made a comment saying that's pretty good information. You know, maybe there's a chance that these other books are also lost Goosebumps books. Maybe they're from like OG 62. Who knows? And I decided to do research on this Shrinkman book. That's what started all of this. And I came across this article that basically coincides with the same time period when it was generated. This Twitter post that R.L. Stine made, basically confirming to a fan that The Adventures of Shrinkman, the self-published book he released in the early 2000s, was supposed to be Goosebumps Series 2000 Book 26, The Incredible Shrinking Fifth Grader. And it's the same plot, basically. So when I discovered this article, I was reading through it, and I kind of want to read you guys this article because it's very good information. Not only is The Adventures of Shrinkman a Series 2000 book that was actually released, the other 5 books that came out self-published from R.L. Stine around this time were also Series 2000 books. And I'm just blown away still by this information. I have yet to see a YouTube channel cover this topic, and it's so mind-blowing. I want to share this with you guys because I want to spread the information as I get it. Now, what's also cool about that is that thinking back to the 40-book contract that R.L. Stine had with Scholastic around this time, he basically was 6 books deep into planning ahead, right? Which means that we kind of got 31 Series 2000 books here. We're still missing 9 out of the 40, but this really adds the number for Goosebumps related books made by Stine into the Goosebumps family here. And I think if you're a Goosebumps collector, you'll really appreciate this information. So if you want to keep listening to what I have to say, feel free. Okay, so I pulled up this article on misscrave.com, and it was originally published on October 30th, 2017 by writer Luigi Kowalski. And the title says, "The Lost Goosebumps Series 2000 books you R.L. Stine fans didn't know were published secretly." So basically, there's an allusion here that he has some information about Series 2000 books that were released unknowingly to majority of fans. And it's recently been updated as of January 26, 2021. So this has been recently updated. And I'll give you a look at what the website looks like. And there's the title of the article here. So basically, I'm going to read through this for you. After the original run of Goosebumps ended as sales were slowing down, they continued immediately with Goosebumps Series 2000 to capitalize on the marketing for the year 2000 coming up. This series ended after 25 books, partly because kids had been outgrowing Goosebumps, but mostly because of a several lawsuit, typo here, between Scholastic and Parachute Press, which led to R.L. Stine's contract not being renewed. Everything Goosebumps related to be canceled, including the Goosebumps Gold series that was due to launch at the end of the year 2000. Now, ironically, he goes on to say, ironically, because of this, only one Goosebumps Series 2000 book came out in the year 2000, as it had already been scheduled for January of that year. We know of the 26th book that would have been released in February of that year, called The Incredible Shrinking Fifth Grader. Thanks to Tim Jacobus, we got the cover art for that book that never came out, or did it not? So if you don't know what the cover art looks like for the Tim Jacobus, that's what it looks like. Okay? Pretty good artwork. So then it goes on to say, a book called The Adventures of Shrinkman came out shortly after the cancellation of Goosebumps without any relation to Goosebumps. This book, which emphasized that it was from R.L. Stine, was not the only one, as there were a total of 6 standalone novellas that were published that year and the following. The book mentions that it's inspired by The Incredible Shrinking Man, fifth grader. Or Incredible Shrinking Man, like the story, Incredible Shrinking Man, which was the play on the title that the Goosebumps book had. Not to mention that one of the scenes of the book closely resembles what is pictured in the cover art of the Goosebumps Series 2000 book. Now, here is the cover for The Adventures of Shrinkman. Now, remember the tweet. R.L. Stine basically confirmed that this is the same book. Okay? This book is The Incredible Shrinking Fifth Grader from Series 2000, just published in novella form. And it gives a little synopsis about the story. As you can see, the story seems right up Goosebumps' alley, making this the 26th Goosebumps Series 2000 book that was never released. This is basically confirmed. Alright? But here's the thing. The other 5 junior novels also feature stories that seem straight out of Goosebumps, featuring a young kid getting into a spooky or weird situation only for things to turn out fine until a twist ending comes. So it's clear that all of these other books that were released were originally intended to be Goosebumps Series 2000 books before it was abruptly canceled. And to not let these stories that were already drafted to go to waste, he published them with another publisher. Now, what he's saying is kind of on point with the time period where R.L. Stine had answered the fans' question on Twitter. And all this information I could be saying could be completely debunked at some point. Maybe somebody will come up with new information. But it does seem to all fit the same puzzle here if you're a Goosebumps fan. So I'm going to keep reading here. Goosebumps Gold was due to come out in October of that same year. Marketing had already begun, and there was no reason for Series 2000 to finish and leave a gap as one book that was constantly published every month. Counting January's book was released, that left us with 8 Series 2000 books that would have been published before moving on to Goosebumps Gold. Which, yes and no, because there was a 40-book contract with Series 2000. Now that Scholastic could have ended the contract in favor of Goosebumps Gold. That could very well be the possibility. And I think what he's saying is that these 6 novellas would have been contributions to those 8 books prior to Goosebumps Gold. So there could be, in theory, 2 other books that could have been started to be made and he just never released, or maybe they weren't made in general, who knows. But that's what he's saying with his train of thought. While only 6 of these novels came out, that likely meant the other 2 hadn't been drafted, which made sense. The Goosebumps Gold books had also not been written yet. Only some ideas thrown around. So let's take a look at the other rare Goosebumps Series 2000 books that were published without the Goosebumps name, and their synopsis, not counting the one already mentioned. So basically what he's saying is that these other 5 novellas were also Series 2000 books, according to him. Thankfully, they are all easy to get through Amazon, which it is. There are Amazon publishing editions that are very easy to get. They're $5 a piece on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you got free shipping. You can get all 6 of these books for like $30 shipped, plus tax, but very easy to get. Even though they are somewhat rare. So I think what he's talking about is the first prints, which I actually just recently got, and I haven't shown this in a haul video yet, but this is what the first edition looks like. And I'll show you what the Amazon editions look like after. It's also worth noting that Goosebumps artist Tim Jacobus is credited as being the artist of these books as well, keeping the connection back to Goosebumps tighter, even if it's not exactly the same style. So what he's saying is these novellas don't have the same style because they're obviously shorter stories, and it's basically inferred that these stories were started by Stine, but they weren't finished in full-length stories yet. So basically you have a beginning and end just in short story fashion, but a lot of the middle pieces weren't revised through Stine and with the help of his editor, because obviously the connection was cut with Scholastic. But here's the first one I want to show you, and that is a story called The Creatures from Beyond Beyond. Now this is the Amazon edition. You can see the font difference. The R.L. Stine looks bigger, looks fun. Now this cover is a reused cover, Tim Jacobus art cover, and if you've read Screams in the Night, the Live on Stage book, it has the same cover. And it gives you a synopsis of the story. It sounds really interesting. So that's the first book, after, obviously, The Adventures of Shrinkman. The second one is called Zombie Town, which is really cool. Zombie Town. I like that cover. I'm digging that cover. Might be one of my favorite Tim Jacobus covers ever. The third, I guess the fourth one is My Alien Parents. That one looks interesting. The fifth one, I just showed you this one, is Three Faces of Me. This is the Amazon edition, and I'll show you the difference here. So that's the Amazon edition. Oh. And this is the regular edition. So you see the regular, see the font. Now look at the R.L. Stine on the Amazon edition. Looks different. And then the sixth book was The 13th Warning. Now this premise sounds very wild, very creepy. Yeah. So yeah, and then he rounds out the article by saying, if you enjoyed the article or have any thoughts, let me know by commenting or by tweeting at me below. You can also share the article or hit me up an email with your thoughts. It's nice to hear from the other fans. So he has a picture of all Series 2000 books, kind of implying, hey, look, these are the 25 Series 2000 books, and these other 6 novellas were supposed to be Series 2000 books. And the article ends after a slideshow of pictures. But yeah, basically what Luigi was saying in the article is that since R.L. Stine confirmed the Adventures of Shrinkman being a Series 2000 book, it only makes sense that these books were slated to be Series 2000 books. All 6 of them. And if you need an updated list of the books, I will make a comment in the comment section letting you guys know what the books are called. And another little tidbit of information, just so you guys are aware, if you guys are out hunting these, there's two different editions that you're going to see. You're going to see the Parachute Press edition. Now, the Parachute Press edition has this font here, okay? And if you open it up, it's going to say created and basically published by whatever Parachute Press. And you'll see copyright, first printing, and all that on there. It says like 2000/2001. If you buy the Amazon editions, it's kind of weird. Some of them will have this Two Lions Publishing logo on the back, and some will have Amazon Publishing on it. Those are the Amazon editions, basically. You'll definitely tell the difference of the font up here. Like I said, I'll show you one more time what the font's supposed to look like. That's how you know you got the Amazon edition, which I actually like these preferably more. And inside it will say, you know, Parachute Press, book, yada yada, published by Amazon. So Parachute basically moved the publishing responsibilities over to Amazon in 2012, and that's why there's a bunch of new editions for these out there. So, if you're Goosebumps fans, this seems like a promising article, promising lead, all seems to coincide around that time. Now, I kind of want to ask some questions to Luigi myself, but I went ahead, since I already own this one, I bought the other 5. I already wanted Shrink Man for my collection. And I think he's pretty spot on. I think that, for the most part, I was thumbing through this one specifically, and I definitely think this could be a premise for a Goosebumps book, so a lot of it seems to add up. Fits that time frame when, you know, Scholastic had part ways with R.L. Stine, and, you know, his wife was running Parachute Press, and it just made sense that he published these not too long after. So, yeah, I'm buying that. So, if you're Goosebumps fans, these 6 books might be something up your alley, something to collect, and maybe these novellas could be considered, you know, technically part of the Goosebumps collection now. Even though they don't say Goosebumps in name, I get that argument. It's safe to say that these were supposed to be Goosebumps books. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys thought. I think this is really good information. You guys can use it for what you will. When I do get the rest of these books in, I have 1. I need the other 5. When I do get the others in, I will do a little showcasing of them and maybe give my initial thoughts, and then of course I'll probably do a review-a-thon, because these are like novella length. I'll just review them all and give you basically what I think of them all. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, guys, what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.